Welcome back, guys. Hope everybody is well. I just thought I'd come back to you to give you a bit of an update as to what's been going off while I've been a bit quiet. We've had a few things going off around the pond and things like that, and in the garden, so I just thought I'd share what's been happening with you. You'll probably already seen last weekend we had a few visitors come up to have a look at the pond and the fish. So we had Phil from Telford Koi Pond come up, we had Craig Scrag 68, we had Dave from Eden Koi Pond and his young lad, and we had Sam Hirschfield come up to have a look at the pond. It was an absolute pleasure having them all up here. It really was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We spent about an hour and a half, something like that here, and then we went round a couple of dealers, Kitsu Koi and Absolute Koi. I myself didn't do any recording. I just wanted to enjoy the day. Absolute Koi and Kitsu Koi, the local dealers to me, so I can go to them places anytime. So I wanted them guys to experience those dealers, because they're quite far away. Well, especially Dave. Dave's miles away, so yeah, I wanted them to be able to do that filming at those dealerships. But yeah, really enjoyed them coming up. If you haven't already gone to check the channels out, guys, then go and check them out and have a look at the videos that they put together while they was here and while we went round Kitsu and Absolute Koi. Yeah, so I'll show you what I've been up to. So you might have already seen in those videos the pond's had a bit of a spruce up. It's had a bit of a paint up. It was in dire need of one. It's got a bit mucky now down bottom, which pretty much expected really. Covers are off, as you can see. Feeders out. This is an absolutely banging feeder, this. It's the JBL Pro Pond feeder. It's been running absolutely marvellous. Still got a full battery. Runs really well off of the solar with it being in this location. Gets really good sun exposure. It's full to brim just about. That's the FD build up food in there. Absolute bargain that way. Worth every penny I paid. For you guys that have not seen these working before, the manual button, which is this, and it flings it out. And obviously, depending on how much you press this, will determine how much volume it feeds. Well, yeah, really like that. Really good feeder. Yeah, so pond's had a paint. Fish are doing well. You might notice there's a bit of a tinge to water, and that's just because they've had a course of Alporex. They just had a mild case of Costia, nothing major, but I like to get it knocked on head as sooner rather than later, before it starts becoming something more sinister. But yeah, they didn't enjoy the course of Alporex treatment, which they never do. They absolutely hate Alporex. Really puts sulk on them. But they're all looking well now. The grow on is coming on. So all the base is built now, as you can see. Everything's built here. So this is going to be the entranceway, and then the entranceway into the other section where my son's pond's going to be. So his will come to about here somewhere. So if you stood, it'll probably come to, I'd say maybe 2.5 blocks, something like that. So about there, something like that. So it should be a nice little tank for him to grow some fish in. My pond, it's a tad over 3 meters long internal, and internal width is 1.55, and it'll be a depth of 1 meter. So that works out at a volume of about 4,600 litres, something like that, just the pond itself. The bio, which is this, again, block built. This is going to be up to 1 metre, and this will hold about 700 litres of water, so get a nice big bio capacity in there, so can get food into them. And then obviously the filtration, the mechanical filtration is going to be here. Hopefully I can get another drum in, and then the feed pipe will go around there, feed through into the bio. The pump will be internal inside the bio chamber, and then I don't know whereabouts exactly it'll be yet, but it'll pump up out of the bio, outside of the building into an air source heat pump, and then back in and straight down back into the pond. So that should work well, that. Not quite sure whether there's going to be any shower or anything like that, probably not. But yeah, should work quite well. The only thing I need to do now, before I can concrete these floors, well, this can be concreted in the bio chamber, but before I can concrete this, I need to get me first fix water and electricity in through this pipe here. That's what that's in for. That's just a duct in through the foundation so I can thread them through. But obviously I'm going to have to dig this out so I can put some more ducting in to thread them through, and they'll come through here, underneath the drain, through here and just up here. And then once they're in, I can get all this floor concreted. The building itself is 6 meters long by, I think it's just over 2.5, something like that. I can't quite remember, I ain't got them measurements to hand. I can't quite remember what I measured it at, but it's a good sized building, as I'm sure Phil and Dave and Sam and everybody will attest to. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to carrying on with that when this weather bloody picks up again. This here, this is going to be, if we look under here, this is going to be a sump, so I've got to dig down more yet, but eventually that's going to be my sump for both ponds, for the main pond and the grow on. Because all I've got a minute, and I'm sick of doing it now, absolutely sick to back teeth on it. This is me waste from my drum filter, absolutely sick to back teeth of having to do this now. So it's going to be put into a sump pump in there, and then pump it down bottom of my garden, because that's where all my drains are. I've no drains around here anyway. It's an absolute nightmare, and I ain't digging trenches for drains and shit like that, so I'll just use this as a sump. Like I say, dig down more so it can get a bigger volume of water, so the sump's not kicking in all the time, and then pump it down there to drains. So that should be good. I've replanted my acer. Now it's coming into bud. We're like an absolute twig before, so hopefully it'll do something in there. The trouble with my garden is it gets really hot, because it is a south facing garden and it gets a lot of wind on it. So I mean, I don't particularly know too much about plants, I can barely keep them alive as it is, but I do know that acers don't like wind, they don't like being in a lot of heat. So hopefully now that I've planted it there, it's more shaded from the sun than it was, and hopefully it's not going to get too much of a battering from wind. So that's that. We'll have to see how that one goes. I picked up a couple of items when we went to Absolute Koi. So first I picked up some H2O Plus clay. I usually use the JPD clay, but this is about out now, about run out. I really like using this. I do really like the JPD mud booster, but I've also heard really good things about the H2O Plus clay. So I thought I'd give this a try this time, and we'll see how that one goes. And then of course I picked up some new bottle of Bacto Plus Lacto Health. Real big advocate of this. Real big advocate of this Bacto Plus Lacto Health. I really like using it. I don't know too much of the science behind it. I think the research on it is pretty much still ongoing as to what the full effects of it are. But supposedly it introduces like natural enzymes into your water to help keep the water environment nice and fresh, and help naturally fight off pathogens and things like that. So it just gives me a peace of mind more than anything. To be quite honest, I have noticed quite a lot of difference since I've started using it in the overall health of the pond. So while ever that's the case, I'm going to continue using it. I alternate that, I've said before, I alternate that every 2 weeks with the pond detox formula. Pond detox formula, that's just a neutralizer, takes all pollutants out of your pond. So for example, after you've done a water change and things like that, it eliminates all toxins what's in tap water. Well, not necessarily toxins, well, toxins to fish I suppose. So reduces heavy metals, it'll take chlorine out your water, basically anything that's not H2O. So I really like using that. So yeah, they're my products. And also guys, what I want to do as well, I just want to give a massive shout out to Craig, Scrag68. He's an absolute gent. Craig is absolute heart of gold. He's very kindly sent me up. I'll back up a minute. When I bought the JBL feeder, it didn't come with an AC adapter, and it was also missing a lid. Now when I say lid, it was the lid what goes inside the feeder itself. And I can open it. So this here, it was missing it. It was just open like that. But Craig had one spare, so he's very kindly sent me that up. So massive shout out to Craig. And like I say, also the AC adapter for it for charging. I'll have to get an adapter for that to convert it to UK plug sockets, but at least I've got a charger. Now whether I'll ever need to use it is a totally different story, because like I say, it does work very well on that solar panel. So, but it's there if I ever need it. So Craig, thank you very much, buddy. He also sent me up one of his measuring tapes. It's got Aid on it, Aid's logo, Aid the Koi Keeper, Scrag68, and we've also got Telford Koi Pond. Really cool that. And a little sticker he sent me up. So again, thank you very much, Craig. You're an absolute diamond. Something else what I've got to do as well, guys, is I've got to repair me air bar, because like a tit, I damaged the ball valve on it, the air valve, the red valve. So this, I tried to pull the hose off it, and because it was cold, it snapped. And also the air hose itself, I've got to replace that, because again, like a tit, I've been running the ozone through it, and this material, it's not very ozone friendly. It's just deteriorated. It's just falling to pieces. And I noticed it because it was just, rather than fine bubbles coming up like you see air bars, it was just bubbling, you know, really big bubbles. So I took it out to have a look at it. Well, we'll go around and have a look. I took it out to have a look at it, and it was just disintegrating. because of the ozone had oxidised it that much, that there was basically nothing left of it. See if I can come around here without slipping on my arse. So this here is just disintegrating and dropping to bits. Just crumbling. Just crumbles in your fingers. So I've got to repair that. This is where I snapped the ball valve. So again, I've got to swap that over. I just pull that pipe out of the clip. Oh bloody hell. There we go. So I've got to swap that over so I can get this air bar back up and running again. I also have to put a bit of PTFE tape on the new ball valve. Because I do like using me air bar, but because it's been broke, I've been having to use my bottom drain a lot more, which I don't really like having my bottom drain air on too much, because obviously it creates a lot of disturbance in the middle of the pond. You can't see your fish, you know, it's just a nightmare sometimes. But anyway, I'm going to put you guys down. I'm going to get on with this, sort this air bar out, and I'll come back to you. Welcome back, guys. A day later, but welcome back nonetheless. Oh man, do I feel like shit today. I really don't feel like doing anything, but if I don't get anything done, then it'll never get done. But anyway, the air bar's all finished now, so that's all back up and running. Thanks to my man Okikoi for sending me the bits up to get that sorted. And me, guys, I'm just in the process of digging my trench out to get me water and me electric in. So I've got me cable and my water pipe. I picked them up yesterday. So got me cable, got me pipe. So that's them all ready. So like I say, I'm just digging the trench out now. Just digging this out through here underneath the drain, and digging a trench out here. That's going to go all the way down there, because my water and my electricity feeds what go up to the pond, they run down here. So that's where I'm going to be connecting into them to run them in that trench along here, through that ducting and into building, and then like I say, they'll come up here somewhere. Probably going to chop a bit of that concrete out just so I can get them a bit closer to the wall, so they're not sticking out as much. But that's what's happening, guys. And like I say, I really don't feel like being out here today. Absolutely made up with man flu. But like I say, if I don't do it, it's never going to get done. No food for you, it's not time yet. Right then, guys, best crack on. I might even put you on a time lapse while I'm digging this. See you in a minute. Right, so I've hit bricks. We've got brick down here. That's probably my guess that these bricks what have been laid down here are probably, or used to be, part of some sort of coal house or something maybe. Difficult to say, but these houses, they used to house old coal houses on back garden, so it's probably my guess that that's what those bricks used to be, probably a base for an old coal house. Yeah, so I'm going to finish getting the rest of these bricks out, what are down here. I finished getting these out. I'm not going to bother digging the pipe and the cable out just yet until I'm ready for connection. I'll just get them to here and through there, and then they'll be ready then for when I need to connect. Right, that's that chopped out there, guys. This means I'll be able to get me pipe and my cable a bit closer to the wall. So that's much better at that. That's all done down there. All channeled out. So we'll start getting some pipe and some cable in, guys. Right, just pulling cable through, guys. It's down there, so that's gonna go under there. All the way to this side. It's stuck down here. Make sure I pull plenty through. It's stuck because it's all twisted down there. I'll put you guys down a sec. Right, that's them in, guys. Water and electric cables are in the duct tins. Now I'm not going to bother filling the trenches yet because I want to get some gravel to put in before I backfill. So I'll spin round and show you what I've done. So here's electric and water. Obviously they're going to be connected in round there when it's time. They're going through there just to duct it a bit through here and through that one there, through foundation, through into the building, under the drain, and then through there and just turned up there. And then obviously when everything's been concreted and walls have been built, those will be fastened to the wall. But now that everything's in there, like I say, I just want to get some gravel so I can put some gravel in the bottom of these trenches just before I backfill, and then we should be rocking and rolling, ready to go. Well, yeah, that's one big job out of the way, really. It just means I can get concreting sorted now. So yeah, I'm gonna finish my brew, guys. Get these mutts sorted, they're ready for a water change, and that'll probably be me for the day, really, guys, because I feel like shit. Right, catch back to you later guys, see you in a bit.